How do private school vouchers get public funding? Imagine a system where taxpayer dollars can help pay for private school tuition. It might sound unusual, but it is happening in many parts of America. Private school vouchers are a way for families to use public money to choose private education. Here is how it works. When the government funds public schools, they decide how much money to spend for each student. This amount is called per-pupil funding. Instead of keeping that money in the public school, the government can redirect it to families who want to send their children to private schools. They do this by giving families a voucher, which is like a coupon worth a certain dollar amount. Families can then use this voucher to pay part or all of the private school tuition. The process starts with the state or local government setting a specific amount of money for each student based on the public school budget. When a student chooses to leave the public school system and use a voucher, the government transfers that money to the private school. This is called the funds following the student. So, taxpayer money that was meant for public education now supports private schools. There are different ways this public funding reaches private schools. One common method is direct voucher programs. The government issues vouchers directly to families, who then give them to private schools to cover tuition costs. For example, if the voucher is worth $2,000, the family can use it to pay part of the private school bill. Another way is through tax credit scholarships. Instead of giving vouchers directly, some states offer tax credits to people or companies that donate money to scholarship organizations. These organizations then give scholarships to families, helping pay for private school. The tax credits reduce the amount of taxes paid by donors, which saves the government money. There are also education savings accounts, or ESAs. These accounts put public funds into accounts controlled by families. Families can use this money for private school tuition, tutoring, or educational supplies. For example, if a family has an ESA with $5,000, they can decide to spend it on private school or other approved education costs. Private schools benefit from vouchers because they get access to public funds that help more students afford tuition. This can increase diversity and give families more choices. However, some concerns come up as well. Public schools lose funding when students leave, which can make it harder for them to operate well. Also, private schools that receive voucher money are not always required to follow the same rules about inclusivity and accountability as public schools. In summary, private school vouchers get public funding by redirecting taxpayer dollars originally meant for public education. Families receive vouchers, tax credits, or access to education savings accounts, which they can use to pay for private school costs. This system allows private schools to receive public money while giving families more options for their children's education.